We are GraceCollege Engineering, and this is our journey to Baja SAE's Arizona 2025 competition. Right now, we pretty much finished the design on SolidWorks, so now we need to get them laser cut, and that's what PWI is helping us out with. They're laser cutting them to very precise measurements that we've given them so that this all fits together and ideally be welded very nice. All right, we're in building 1. This is where they do the large scale fabrication. So we're talking 30, 40, 50 ton cranes and trusses. And there's the plasma cutter over here that can cut up to 1.5, 2 inches of steel and just large beams. This is where they're putting together the big stuff. But here they're showing us the things that are cool to see together and what hold up buildings. We also saw the CNC machine where they make their own parts. They mill them down for those cranes, the 35-ton cranes, and they have one machinist here, and he does very good at his job at this scale. All right, we're here with all the laser cut tubes that we got from PWI. We're laying everything out to make sure we've got all the pieces and tacking some things. But before we get too far, we're doing some weld testing on our MTS testing frame. So pretty much what it does is just a hydraulic load applier that we use for different projects, but we're using it to apply a load to these T-pieces, and it tests this weld, a very common weld that we'll have on our cart. So over here we're testing one, and the acceptance criteria for this one is about 16 kilonewtons, which is approximately 3,500 pounds of force. So if we can exceed that, then we're good to go, and we'll be able to pass when we head down to Baja and they check our welds. So after this phase, we've confirmed that our welds are strong enough. We could continue to put all these parts together knowing that we have a solid frame. So this part is just tedious. We want to get into the fun work and start putting everything together. But if we put in the work now, then we can trust in the future that our cart's going to hold up for all the competition. So put in the work now and have confidence in it later. What's enjoyable about this is all this time that we've put in, we get to put it to the test and just get to see it come to life and prove to people that we're actually doing stuff and not just on the computer. So
we're back building the Baja SAE, and we finally started getting to some actual welding and piecing certain parts together. We got all of our tubes laser cut recently, and that pile is starting to diminish, thankfully, getting smaller because all of it's starting to be built. This is, I would say, our bottom 2/3 of the frame so far. So there's still gonna be another back third coming a good couple feet back. This is our first 2/3 of it. Then we got our front box where our front diff is gonna sit. Pedals are gonna be in this area. We got the H's we previously tacked up. Those are gonna sit there. And then that'll be our first main section of the cart. All these are 3D printed and they're just press fit into the table. And that allows us to just keep everything exactly where we want it based on these holes, because we know the 3D prints are accurate. And then, yeah, we're gonna start tacking a lot of the main joints. And after we do that, we're gonna hit some of these, I would say, structurally critical points. And we're gonna hit those with main welds. It's gonna be super exciting to get this all lined up and then start setting it on the ground and sitting in it and seeing what things look like. We'll start the base, get some midsection stuff in, and then finally get our vertical risers and roll hoop members. And then once it's all tacked up and it hasn't warped and we like the way it looks, we'll go ahead and start fully welding everything and throwing components in there. I'm super surprised with how well it actually fits together. It's like puzzle pieces. Like some of these fish mouths up over here, like just the angles that these are at and the gaps we have for welding are just perfect. Like there's no better way right now. So I'm really excited about that. So this is our checklist kind of right now of what things look like. Our top priority, finished tire assembly, which is basically done. We're just waiting for things to come in. Nate is welding the 3 planes right now. That's what's going on right behind us. We need to send more tubes to PWI and get more stuff laser cut, which we're super excited about because we saw just how accurate that can be. Super excited to be working with them. It's pretty awesome to see the process work out like that. And then our uprights are finally checked off, and we like the way those look, and we're excited about those. So yeah, we're working on finalizing our control arms. Graydon's looking at our rear control arms right now. We have an upper and lower, and they're both different. So getting all the details worked out of our geometry and making sure nothing's gonna collide while we hit a bump and they both move at the same time. I think our biggest thing we want to make sure of, especially when we're fixturing for welding, is our mounting flanges, that they're in the same axis. So that way when we're rotating, we're not shearing metal and ripping it apart. Just making sure everything's accurate, but that's where we're at right now in the control arms.